These are the answers then for health, fitness and well-being, and also questions on diet and nutrition. The first question was, what is meant by the term fitness? Fitness is the ability to meet the demands of your environment. So if you put that, then you get 1 mark. But also if you'd worded that in a different way and put a person's capacity to carry out activity without getting tired, what your body is capable of, or demands of everyday life, if you put anything along those lines, then you're going to get the 1 mark. Obesity, type 2 diabetes, and a decrease in physical fitness can be consequences of a sedentary lifestyle. Describe other physical consequences of a sedentary lifestyle. So this question relates to physical health and how a lack of exercise can lead to physical illness. So as well as obesity and type 2 diabetes, you could say you're going to increase the likelihood of injury. For example, you could pull muscles a lot more easily if you're not physically fit or you lead a sedentary lifestyle. Increased likelihood of raised blood pressure, and this could in turn lead to more chance of suffering from coronary heart disease, heart attack, stroke, heart disease. More likely to suffer or increase risk of respiratory or lung disease. A decrease in bone density, or more likely to suffer bone disease, and particularly osteoporosis is a bone disease which comes from a lack of exercise and can result in your bones breaking a lot more easily. Can cause poor posture and also an increase in weight, which you could link to obesity, to be honest. But that question was worth 2 marks. So if you put any 2 of those 7 answers, then you can give yourself the marks. Describe one practical example of how sport or physical activity might provide the social benefit of belonging to a group. So we need to give a practical example here. You could say joining a football, hockey, netball, rugby, basketball, any sports team, or taking part in order to make friends for sport. Or you could have linked that to meeting new people or cooperating together within that team sport, as perhaps you come up with strategies or tactics. You could have linked it to communication skills or leadership and linked that to belonging to a group. Or you could have said going to a football match to make or be with friends. So you could have, that could even be as a spectator, or attending a football team dinner to be with my friends. So again, that could be socializing as a group within sport. Emotional well-being can be affected by leading a sedentary lifestyle. And the first part of the question is, what is meant by the term sedentary lifestyle? So sedentary lifestyle is a lifestyle which involves a regular or no physical activity. So if you put that, you get 1 mark. Inactivity or lack of activity, exercise, anything along those lines. Now, the second part, it doesn't really make this clear, but what it really is looking for an example for that second mark. So we've got to be a bit clever here and think there's 2 marks available. I'm going to get 1 mark for saying what a sedentary lifestyle is, and then I've got to try and give an example. So the example here is being sat at a desk all day. You could give an example of never taking part in any sport, not going for walks and that kind of thing, but being sat still is going to be an example of leading a sedentary lifestyle. Describe 2 ways in which a sedentary lifestyle might lead to low levels of self-esteem. So self-esteem links closely to confidence. So how is a sedentary lifestyle going to lead you to becoming more anxious perhaps and less confident? Well, there's 2 marks available. So you could have said a lack of energy or feeling lethargic or lack of fitness. That could lead to low self-esteem. The fact that you're more likely to be obese or overweight or have a negative body image, that's going to affect your confidence as well. A lack of interest and motivation in general life because of that sedentary lifestyle. Less likely to benefit from social interaction. So that's a bigger one. A big one, if you're sat at a desk all day, for example, or you don't go out and do any activity, then you're less likely to build relationships and make friends, which is going to make you lonely and lower your self-esteem. And finally, you could have said a lack of motor skills or ability. So if you really are sat still all day, your basic motor skills in terms of coordination and using your body are going to diminish, and that could also lower your self-esteem. Which one of the following is the best example of a meal that is high in fibre? So 4 answers to choose from. The correct answer is B, so a baked jacket potato with baked beans. So both of those two things, a jacket potato and baked beans, are going to be high in fibre. Is this statement true or false? A balanced diet is taking in more energy than the body needs for energy expenditure. So that's not going to be a balanced diet. That is false. So a balanced diet would be taking in the same amount of energy that the body needs for energy expenditure. So that would be the correct energy balance. Water is an important component of any athlete's diet. Give one other component of a diet that is particularly important to a long distance runner to help provide energy before a race. So the only answer they've put in the mark scheme is carbohydrates. So carbohydrates would be really important for producing energy at the start of a long distance race. But you could also put the answer fats. So fats will burn off slowly, enabling a long distance runner to keep going without getting tired for a longer period of time. So if you put carbohydrates or fats, then you can give yourself a mark. And final question, vitamins provide many health and physical fitness benefits, which can help sports performers. Name a food which is a good source of vitamins. So we need an example here. And your answer is most likely to come from fruit or vegetables. So if you put any fruit, such as oranges, raspberries, if you put a vegetable such as broccoli or kale, then you can give yourself a mark. Or you might have linked to milk. So milk is high in calcium, for example. Or you could have said a fruit juice such as orange juice, apple juice, pineapple juice, etc.